So here are like two of the bestest devices like the Samsung S25 offer, and the Z Fold 6 on the right is like a completely different form factor, and on the S25 Ultra is obviously is a typical slab phone over here. So I've been using the Z Fold 6 from past 6 months, and it has been a great device since then. So once the S25 Ultra was launched, so I thought to just go ahead and just get this one and to try this one. And obviously all of the opinions that I'll be just giving on this video, so that will be just my personal opinion. There hasn't been any promotional kind of stuff over here. I bought these both devices from my own money, and that's my personal review. So I'll try to be honest in this review as much as I can to help you guys making the decision of like which device to get. So yeah, so I got the Z Fold 6. So after that I just thought to just get the S25 Ultra. And a few things that made me change from Z Fold 6 to the S25 Ultra. So the first one is the battery life on this S25 Ultra has been great. So like if I compare, so I've been using this S25 Ultra for a couple of days, and the best thing that I like is its battery life, which like ends up with a heavy usage at the end of the day at around 23 or 20% last night I had. So the battery life has been great on this one without any charge. You just have to charge once in the morning, and then you're good to go for the rest of your day. And if we compare the Z Fold 6, so if I use this, the front screen of the Z Fold 6, which is the cover display over here, this device just lasts me around I have to charge like in the evening somewhere, like so like I charge it this one in the morning, and with the same results I used to get around 20, or you can say 20, between 20 and 30%. I'm just there by the evening with the heavy usage, and that's not just the end of the day. So I have to charge this device like in between your day. That was the biggest issue for me, like if you're out for a whole day, so you might want to just keep the charger with you. And on the both of these devices I've been using the light profile. Now once I say the light profile, so this one, once you go in the battery settings, so here we have the light performance. I'm not using the standard one. So with the light performance, I would say like this device both perform very well, and I couldn't find any sort of issue regarding like day-to-day usage of the apps or gameplay or anything like kind of like lagging with this profile. It has been great and buttery smooth on both of these devices. I must say, like I wouldn't find the software wise, both devices has been great. On the S25 Ultra you're just getting the One UI 7, and on the Z Fold 6 you are still on a One UI 6. And obviously the software is a different thing. I'll just come on that one. So yeah, so battery life, obviously the first reason was to get the S25 Ultra was the battery life, and the second reason is the fast charging than what the Z Fold 6 has to offer. So somehow I noticed like the Z Fold 6 is just capable of just charging up to 25 watts. However, you are just getting better charging speeds on the S25 Ultra with 45 watts of wire charging, which is really much helpful once it comes for a quick charge. And somehow I noticed like the Z Fold 6 is still like with a 25 watts charger, charges a little bit slower. However, the battery is smaller than what the S25 Ultra has. And I'm not sure, like might be it's just my specific unit that the Z Fold 6 wasn't charging so much fast with the smaller battery. And like yeah, if you're just using the inner screen of the Z Fold 6, so that would be just a different thing, because the battery life then just eats up so much quickly that you might have to charge maybe 2 times a day if you're just heavily using that one. And now the second reason that I just made my decision to move from Z Fold 6 to S25 Ultra is that I'm not using so much of the inner screen of the Z Fold 6, and I'm just using like once I'm just sitting and I just want to watch a video, and the front screen gets really very much congested once it comes to the apps. So I will show you like what I mean exactly. So if you see the space on these both screens, so the apps have like so decent gap, bigger icons. Over here you're just getting so much congested profile of the screen that sometimes app feels really annoying using on the front screen of the Z Fold 6, because of its like a weight aspect ratio that you're getting and a narrower screen. This one feels a little bit better. Now one advantage that the Z Fold 6 that I had, and I noticed like was it could be used as a one-handed use device, and there's no way that I was able to use a S25 Ultra as a one-handed use, and that has been great on this device. But the thing is that app optimization is not so much great on this device. So few apps, if you just open, so they just open like halfway through, and there's cutouts top and bottom on the screen. And I might be able to show some apps maybe. Let me see maybe if some apps are there which does like that. So let's talk about the template one over here. So if you see, so like you can see like the black, there's top and bottom, there's black cutouts over there, but on the S25 Ultra you're just getting solely full screen. So aspect ratio wise, this device has been kind of a problematic when it comes to the app optimizations on this device. You can clearly see like there's a black cutout on top and bottom, which sometimes annoys, like it's already a very narrow and smaller screen, and like due to its weird aspect ratio, some of the apps don't get full screen unless you want to zoom out. I'm not sure like how you can do that. If you have an idea, you can just let me know that one. So this was the problem for me, especially with the third-party apps, that you just don't get the full screen on these devices for some apps, and that looks quite weird. Now the one more thing that I would like to talk about the displays when it's come for the S25 Ultra is that it has been great. You're just getting great colors on this one. There's no means that the Z Fold 6 display is bad. It's been a great display, and you wouldn't find so much difference in both unless you're just not using the screen protector on the S25 Ultra. So if you don't have the screen protector on the S25 Ultra, so there's like an anti-reflective coating on this one, which helps to reduce down the reflections, and the color depth you're just getting is way ahead of what the Z Fold 6 it just has to offer because of the anti-reflective screen coating. Now I assume like on the Z Fold 7 they might include the same coating as what the S25 Ultra and the S24 Ultra has, and that might happen in future, and we'll know like once the Z Fold 7 will be launched. And obviously the bigger screen you're just getting over here, so I'm just using most of the time like a front screen of the Z Fold 6 on the go, and that would just do enough for me. But once I came to use the S25 Ultra, so it's like a different thing. Like obviously I'm liking this one much more than what the Z Fold 6 has to offer in terms of the screen size and like a better battery life. So if you talk about inner screen, so even if it's like a bigger inside, you wouldn't find much space, or like it's not so much wide. It's a weird aspect ratio due to which the video which are being played are not so much bigger and not utilizing the screen as much. So I'll talk about this one. I'll show you guys like what I'm talking about on the Z Fold 6. So I'll just play two videos, and I'll just make it the full screen on both, and you guys will know like what I'm talking about. So like once you look at this one, so there's so much black space on both ends of the Z Fold 6, so I might want to just make it this way, so that will be just a little bigger. Now once it comes to compare this S25 Ultra, so you guys will know like it's not that much bigger the screen that you're getting on the Z Fold 6. Obviously you're just getting a bigger screen, but you have so much gap on the front, on the top and the bottom with the black markers that because of the weird aspect ratio, so you're not just utilizing this whole screen. However, if you compare the S25 Ultra, so by no means this is a smaller screen. It's a great screen in terms of the size, obviously smaller than what you get to see on the Z Fold 6, but like on the go you can watch this over here, and if you want to, you're just sitting somewhere, so you might want to just use this one. So even then, like there's so much gap on the top and the bottom that it just destroys the purpose of the bigger screen over here. So if we play the same video on the top of screen, which is like on the go, if you're just watching this one, so let me open the video for you guys. So you can see like how weird aspect ratio this looks like. Again, like due to weird aspect ratio, you're just getting so much corners cut out, and like you can see like how much difference is there. So I'm like using most of the time like the front screen of the S25 Ultra and the Z Fold 6 on the go. And if you just want to watch some videos, so that looks quite weird once it's being played on the Z Fold 6. However, the screen on both devices has been great. These are both 120 Hz display. And one more thing that I've noticed, like S25 Ultra is much quicker in terms of the performance, or you can say, I wouldn't say like on a day-to-day basis you will just notice so much difference, as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is still a very, very capable and great chip. And you wouldn't find like a difference in both unless you're just rendering videos, and that's you're just not doing all the time, and that's not too taking a long time on doing the same thing which on the S25 Ultra. However, the S25 Ultra is obviously way ahead in terms of the performance once it comes to the doing a graphic intensive task like video rendering. I would say like the S25 Ultra has an edge, but like if you have like S24 Ultra which has the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, so I wouldn't ever recommend you guys to upgrade to the S25 Ultra if you were just considering the chip itself. Even if you have the Z Fold 6, unless you need a different form factor, I wouldn't say to get the S25 Ultra. I would say to just go ahead and just get the S25 Ultra, unless you're just concerned about the design of the S24 Ultra and you want to get the like rounded corners from the side, so you might want to just get the S25 Ultra. But I couldn't find any sort of difference between the S24 Ultra and the S25 Ultra. I just bought the S25 Ultra because I didn't have the S24 Ultra, and even if I had a S24 Ultra, so I might get the S25 Ultra just to make the review out of this for you guys. Unless like the second reason, like if you want to just get the S25 Ultra because you want best of the best, then obviously just go ahead and try this device if you are able to find any kind of difference. Regarding the One UI 7, obviously you will be getting down the line to the S24 Ultra as well. However, one thing I've noticed with the S25 Ultra with the One UI 7, like there has been some optimizations on this one which are very, very, very much useful. And the first thing that I've noticed on this one, like once you open your camera, so all of the toggles are like down here. So that's much more easier to just you can see like all of the 12 megapixel, you can change it from here to 50 megapixel. Obviously I'm not sure why Samsung has given up there as well to change the megapixel, but yeah, if you're just in a landscape and you might want to use like a camera, like you want to change from here, you can change it from here too. So that's quite professional kind of stuff you just get over here. However, on the Z Fold 6, you have to just press it on the top, and like it feels quite annoying like to reach that side rather than just doing here. So that's a good thing that Samsung has improved in this One UI 7. So once you come to the notification panel over here, so one thing I've noticed on the S25 Ultra, like I'm quite used to of the Z Fold 6, like you have to drop down and it's like everything is there. The notifications, but here like you have to just do it on the right side. You get the control panel over here, and on the left side if you pull it down, so it gives you the notifications over here. So sometimes I get confused, but yeah, if you just on a home screen and you want to just view the notifications, you have to just swipe down to see the notification over here. Anywhere on the screen you can swipe out, but like if you are in an app somewhere, so you cannot do the same. You have to just go on the left side to just drop down the notifications, on the right side to just drop down the control panel over here. So you have to just learn this, like kind of a muscle memory that you have to learn on this one with the S25 Ultra. However, the layout you can see like it's much more refined, and I would say like it's very close to what like the Apple has to offer in terms of the iOS 18. Like they have changed the notification panels like this, so you can just drag down this one further. So like I would find this one a little bit you can say easier to use this one, because you're just getting better icon display over here than this one. Like these are like small icons, you're just getting so much detail over here than this one in a single drop down notification panel. So obviously the One UI 7, I'm really liking this when you are, but if you have the S24 Ultra or the Z Fold 6, so you will be getting this one down the line. Now another reason that I've upgraded from Z Fold 6 to the S25 Ultra obviously is the camera itself. The camera on the Z Fold 6 being so much expensive device, I would say like it's kind of a mid-tier phone kind of camera setup you're just getting over here. Like the dynamic range on this one, the lens itself, like I don't find pictures very much appealing from this camera. However, the Samsung has optimized the via software these camera processing, picture processing, but it's still like I don't find this camera to be great in terms of the night shot. So yeah, the video and the picture out of the Z Fold 6 is not that great, especially in the night. The things get much more worse once it comes to the video recording and the taking pictures. Obviously the picture itself is not that bad, but it feels like you're just using a mid-tier phone, which shouldn't be the case with the Z Fold 6. I would assume at minimum they should have given the S24 Ultra camera setup on this device, and if they are not doing with the Z Fold 7, like they are not giving at least the S25 Ultra, S24 Ultra camera setup, so I would assume that like their sales will be so much affected because of that. But you never know, like if you talk about the Z Fold 6, so you're just getting the same camera setup that what you're getting almost on the Z Fold 4 or Z Fold 5, and you're just paying for the same device so much with like a very subtle changes, or you can say incremental changes. I would assume like there has to be like a good camera on this device, like a flagship phone. It's a foldable, this is a completely different form factor, so I'm not sure like if Samsung is considering like the market of the Z Fold 6 with a better camera will just affect the S25 Ultra sale. I don't think so. That would just make sense because these are completely different form factors, and many people, like I would say, like are still very skeptical about getting the foldables because of their fragile, and you never know, like the chances of mishaps are much more on the Z Fold 6 or the foldables than what you get on a regular slab phone. So it depends about the preference. Like if somebody needs a slab phone, so they just get the slab phone with a better camera setup. If somebody needs the Z Fold 6 and a foldable phone, so just give them like a good camera setup on the Z Fold 6 as well. So camera setup, I would say like it's quite worse than what you get on the S25 or S24 Ultra. I didn't like that one at all. I had the Samsung Galaxy A35 and I would assume it's very slightly better on the camera when it comes to the compared with the A35. So I would assume like Samsung should improve on this one because to make this device complete, the battery life and the camera itself needs to be improved, and the front screen to be a little bigger so that it wouldn't affect the one-handed use, and but still like it just supports so much apps and better aspect ratio, so the apps could be just optimized on this device itself. So yeah, so that was the another reason like I got the S and moved to the S25 Ultra from Z Fold 6. Now the another reason like I moved to S25 Ultra was that the I'm using so much of multitasking. The multitasking has been great on the Z Fold 6, especially once it comes to the inner screen. So like let's say for example, like I mostly use the split screen, which is over here also on the S25 Ultra. And split screen is like great in terms of using two apps together. You might want to open the calculator over here, you want to calculate, you can just swipe, you can just arrange the app sizes over here. And the same thing like if I open on the Z Fold 6, so you would just notice like on the front screen obviously, so this gets something which I would say like annoying, kind of like it's very small screen. Like obviously it's very hard to use just one app on this one as well, but like when it comes to like a split screen, so the front screen is kind of a very much difficult to use. The buttons become so small on this one that you don't get the best experience on the front screen. Like obviously here as you can see it's much more usable, but the inner screen on this one, obviously that's kind of different thing, I wouldn't talk about it. But one more thing is that like most of the time once you're just walking or something, you wouldn't want to just open the inner screen because Another like one more move you need to make to just use the screen itself. And the inner screen on this one is like very fragile, so like if you drop it like facing down, which like, because once you get the Z Fold 6, so Samsung also had a once you're just setting them, so they just let you guys know like what things you might not want to just do. So you have to just be just like very extra careful with the Z Fold 6 when it comes to the inner screen. If you make it fall like on the facing facing down with the inner screen, so your device might end up with a disaster maybe, because the inner screen layer is very much soft and it's very easy to get scratched. I'm hardly using, like I never use a pen with it, and so it's another reason like I'm just moving on to the S25 Ultra. And now one more thing, like I've noticed like the S25 Ultra have removed their Bluetooth capability on this one, and I'm not sure like why they have removed the Bluetooth capability, but yeah, so I never get to use that Bluetooth facility with the S25 Ultra once it comes to the taking pictures from the camera, so I wouldn't find much difference. However, I'm just using this S Pen very rarely once I'm just noting down something, and that comes very handy. And I believe like in the next iteration, maybe the S26 Ultra, they completely remove the S Pen with it, and they might have to just offer separately if they would do something. And because they just keep removing the features with the S Pen. I think the S Pen is the main thing that you're just you can say the selling point of the S25 Ultra, that people are still getting this device. And you can see like the S Pen is a little bit bulkier this time. It's if you see the end of this one clicking, so that's became a little bit bulkier, but they have just removed the Bluetooth capability, which might be just a bummer for some people who just use this one often. So I'm not sure like with the Z Fold 6 being a flagship phone, almost like so much expensive than the S25 Ultra, and still they don't give the S Pen with it. Now the one more reason that I've moved to S25 Ultra, like for the Z Fold 6, it's very hard to find good cases. Some cases are like, which makes this one bulkier. If you have the S Pen or you want to attach the S Pen, so you have to just make most of the phone cases like they store S Pen on the hinge side, which makes it so much bulkier and makes so much bulkier that it's very hard to carry this phone with yourself. However, the Samsung case that comes with the S Pen, obviously that doesn't protect the hinge, and like if you drop your phone on the hinge, so obviously you get a scratch if you have an open sides over here. So I got this cylinder case with the minimal hinge on this one to live with this device, and I wasn't able to find any kind of issue with this device. This device just gave me a great time. So now the question arises like who should upgrade from the Z Fold 6 or S24 Ultra to S25 Ultra. So for the Z Fold 6 to S25 Ultra, if you were looking to upgrade, so I would say it will be for a person who is just looking for a different form factor, and or maybe you can say from Z Fold 5 to S25 Ultra, and someone who just needs a better battery life, a better screen, and who just doesn't use so much of the inner screen. So that's the person like who might want to just upgrade the S20 to S25 Ultra. And from the S24 Ultra, I would just say it doesn't make sense to upgrade this year to S25 Ultra. And I say like each year it has been the same thing. Only thing that I could say like from S23 Ultra to S24 Ultra, if somebody just upgraded last year, so that might be a better move in terms of, because you're just getting the better screen. That's the first time the Samsung has introduced the anti-reflective coating on the S24 Ultra, and that would just make a massive difference if you're just using that one. However, at the end of the year last year, many people are complaining like the coating getting so much scratches on the S24 Ultra. So this time this has been improved by the Samsung, as been claimed by the Samsung, like the anti-reflective coating is better on this one. So you might get lesser scratches on this one when it comes to the protection. But obviously time will tell like how strong this coating is or better than the S24 Ultra. So yeah, if you just have the S23 Ultra, you might want to just upgrade to the S25 Ultra, would be my suggestion. But yeah, if you have the S24 Ultra, so I wouldn't say to upgrade to this device. And if you're just a heavily user of the Bluetooth pen, so that would be the second reason, like not to upgrade to S25 Ultra, because like according to Samsung, there's just 1% people who are just using the the Bluetooth functionality on the S Pen, and obviously that's their research. So I wouldn't say like or challenge that one. So if you're just 1% of those people, so you might just want to just stick to the S24 Ultra, and you'll be just still getting best of the best and that the market has to offer. So that's all for today. If you guys have any questions, you can just let me know down in the comments, and I just try to answer those. And please like, share, and subscribe, and have a good day. Bye.